Hey, I'm Fernando Bautista, and for our week 6 discussion, we need to discuss whether we believe if a chemical dependency is truly a disease or a dis-ease. Critics of the disease concept of chemical dependency argue that it's actually a dis-ease, with one's ability to cope and have enough discipline to stop abusing substances. And I personally believe that people that are, I guess, suffering from a chemical dependency, they're suffering from a disease because these people are dependent of these mind altering and mood altering drugs. For them, it's, to live normally. For them, um, it's a disease. It's something that's, that's tearing these people apart. And without their, so-called fix, they're living miserably. Either way, they're living miserably. But these chemical dependency can be anything from like alcohol to prescription pills to marijuana, heroin, methamphetamines, cocaine, and these people become addicted to these chemicals, and from there on out, their life depends on them consuming this so they can feel. I guess they feel good. I honestly don't know what they feel, but to me, I see it as a disease because if they don't get their fix, they start having withdrawals and they just go crazy. And it's not like they can just get up one day and say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna stop this addiction and I'm not gonna do drugs. And it says its ability to cope and stop abusing the substance. And people just can't wake up one day and do that. They need to go through rehab. They need to cleanse their body of the poison that they're putting inside of themselves. And for someone to admit that they have an addiction problem, they first have to admit it themselves that they have a problem. If people tell them, hey, something's not right with you, you should stop doing this, they're not going to care because all they want to do is continue consuming the drug or alcohol or whatever so they can feel normal. So I do think people who are suffering from chemical dependency, it is a disease because it's tearing these people apart. It's just like any other disease. Disease, if it doesn't get treated, it eventually lead to death. And with these people that are chemically dependent on these things, a disease, because if they don't get help, eventually it's going to lead them to death. If you see mugshots of people of like when they first started using, let's say, heroin or crack or something, and then a mugshot later on in life after they've been using these drugs, these people look horrible, they look terrible, they look completely different than what they originally looked because this disease is slowly killing them, and they're not going to get help unless they know for a fact that they have a problem. They establish that they have a problem and then they want to get help. It's not just something that they're going to give up the next day because they depend on these things for their fix. And without their fix, they're going to feel terrible. With the fix, they're going to feel good, but it's still killing them. So I would say for the disease concept of chemical dependency, I do believe that it's a disease and not a dis-ease.